If you've ever asked yourself, why do I keep attracting people who pull away the moment I open up? Or why do I keep getting stuck at the same point in my career, no matter how hard I push? You're not alone. And it's not bad luck, and it's not a lack of willpower. And it's definitely not because you haven't tried hard enough. There's a pattern here, but the source of it isn't out there. The truth is, the relationships you attract, the roles you settle into, even the way people treat you, they all reflect something deeper, something inside you that's been trying to speak for years. The problem is, most of us were never taught how to hear it, so instead we repeat the same cycles. Different partner, same disappointment. New boss, same dynamic. Success on paper, but somehow it still feels hollow. And here's the part most people miss. Your biggest triggers aren't just emotional landmines. They're clues. They're mirrors. And once you learn how to read them, really read them, they'll lead you straight to the parts of yourself you've been missing. And that is where real change begins. Who am I to be telling you this? I'm Tian, and for nearly 20 years, I've helped over 200,000 people from more than 87 countries reconnect with who they really are and finally live from that place. I'm a Brown University certified leadership coach and a certified IFS therapy practitioner. But what matters more is what this work does to your life. Because until you integrate the parts of you you've kept buried, success will never feel safe, and love will always feel just out of reach. For example, maybe you meet someone who lights you up. She's beautiful, sharp, a little mysterious. From the first date, it feels like there's a spark that you've been missing. But weeks later, she's suddenly distant, cold, hard to read. You replay every text, every word, wonder what you did wrong. Deep down, you knew this wasn't going to end well, and you still walked straight into it. Or maybe it's your career. You hit your targets. People say the right things, but inside you're exhausted. You start dreading the work. The same frustrations bubble up. Unfair managers, shallow recognition, being passed over while someone else plays the politics better. And once again, you're asking, is this really all there is? And in your friend group or your family, you're the one who keeps it all together. You're the rock, the reliable one, the guy who solves problems. But lately, it feels like no one asks how you're doing. They just take. You tell yourself you don't mind, but part of you is tired of holding it all in. These patterns aren't random. They repeat because something inside is calling for your attention. And until you turn inward and meet what's been hiding there, the outside world will keep reflecting it back. Different partner, same letdown. New job, same dynamic. The world keeps changing, but the feeling stays. What you're chasing isn't out there. What you're fighting isn't either. The next step is learning how to see the mirror for what it really is. What if these patterns weren't failures? Not flaws, not signs that something's wrong with you. What if they were messages sent from the parts of you that you've been avoiding? The part of you that had to become the adult in the room before you were ready. The part that went quiet to stay safe. The part that still wonders if it's even allowed to want anything. Most people spend their lives trying to outrun these parts. They throw themselves into their careers, into relationships, into achievements, always hoping the next milestone will finally silence the feeling that something is still missing. But the world keeps showing them the same characters, the same situations, the same disappointments. Because the part of them that's been hidden hasn't been healed, and it's still speaking. Everything you hate, fear, or envy in others is a part of you waiting to come home. That's where the real work begins. The first step in this work is deceptively simple, but most people never do it, because it asks you to pause and look directly at the moments you'd rather avoid. You start by tracking what I call emotional spikes, those sharp hits that flood your system: anger, shame, envy, guilt, the ones that stay with you for hours after they happen. It might be the coworker who talks over you, the ex who moved on too fast, the friend who always finds the spotlight. These reactions aren't random. They're signals. Every spike is a mirror. When you feel that sudden heat, write it down. Don't try to explain it away. Just get it on paper. The who, the what, and most importantly, how it made you feel. Start with this prompt. What's something someone did recently that made you triggered or irrationally upset? Write it down. That's one of your mirrors. You don't have to solve it yet. You don't even have to understand it. But you do have to face it. Because every one of these moments points inward, toward a part of you that's been waiting. Once you start to notice these patterns, you set off an important shift. You catch yourself before the spiral. You hold the tension without reacting. And for the first time, maybe, you start to feel a different kind of power. But spotting the mirror is only the beginning, because now you're face to face with something deeper. Not just a pattern, not just a trigger, but a part of yourself you've spent years avoiding. And the question hits hard. What the heck do I do with what I discover? That's what we'll explore in the next video. Maybe part of you is already resisting this, telling yourself it's too abstract, too emotional. You've worked hard to build logic, control, clarity. Feelings were the things you pushed through, not the thing you trusted. Or maybe you've done years of personal development already. You've journaled, you've read the books, you've gone to therapy. So why hasn't it clicked yet? Why does it still feel like something important's missing? Because most methods stop at insight. They help you see the pattern, but they don't guide you through what to do with it. And without integration, insight can become just another way to beat yourself up. Another part might be wondering, what if this opens something I can't control? What if I find something I'm not ready to face? These are real concerns, and they matter. That's why this process is guided, structured, grounded in real frameworks that work. In the next video, I'll walk you through the first step to engaging what the mirror reveals, without getting overwhelmed, stuck, or numb. It's not about solving everything. It's about learning how to meet what's inside and finally relate to it. For now, just notice. The next time something gets under your skin, pause. Ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected right now? Don't judge it, just observe. Because every one of those moments is a door. And once you learn how to walk through it, what's on the other side isn't pain, it's clarity. And something deeper than success, something more lasting. In the next video, I'll show you how to meet what the mirror reveals, the part behind the trigger, the story behind the shame, and how to finally relate to it in a way that frees you. If this connected with you, leave a comment below. What's something or someone that's been triggering you lately? I read all the comments, and this will set the stage for what's coming next. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to welcoming you to the next video. Until then, David Tian, signing out.